The next part of our experiment will help us to determine which of the substances is which spot. These chromatograms we will run using toluene because toluene in the previous experiment gave us the best separation. So what we'll do is prepare 3 new TLC plates and spot the first TLC plate with the biphenyl by itself beside the standard mixture of benzophenone, benzhydrol, and biphenyl. We'll create a second TLC plate with benzophenone by itself spotted beside benzophenone, benzhydrol, biphenyl standard mixture. Then we'll create a third plate with a standard benzophenone, benzhydrol, and biphenyl spotted beside benzhydrol by itself. And so then we'll run each of these chromatograms in toluene. We'll develop them in toluene, visualize them, so that we can tell which spot is which. So again, we'll prepare each of these plates in the same way that we did before. Mark the origin about 7 millimeters above the bottom of the plate. With 2 spots for the spotting the plate, 2 X's. And here, remember, only handle these plates by the edges because I don't want a big fingerprint smudge to interfere with looking at the spots. Okay, so here's this one. Look at that. So on the left, I'll spot my individual standards, and on the right, I'll spot my mixtures. I have a fresh, clean capillary that I'll use to spot the biphenyl on the left, and again I'm going to mark, this is biphenyl. I'm going to mark that there, so on the left I'll put a drop of biphenyl. This is kind of too big. And then this one is the one I used for my standard mixture. On the right I'll make my standard mixture spot. Like that. So the next plate we'll do is for benzophenone. Getting a fresh capillary. And on the left, I'll spot the benzophenone by itself. Ah, that's way too big. Okay, we'll see if it works anyway. And then here's my standard mixture. Nice small spot. And then, so that is benzophenone. And then next, we'll spot benzhydrol by itself on the left. And on the right, my standard mixture. Like that. So this is for the standard mixture. Now this first chamber, I still have the toluene in it from the previous experiments. The other 2 chambers don't have any toluene in them yet. So I'll pour just enough to cover the very bottom of the chamber. That. Cover it. Okay, and this last TLC plate I need a mark, so I know that this one is benzhydrol. benzhydrol spotted beside the standard mixture. Okay, so now I know that the solvent travels rather fast. I'm going to watch these carefully so that I can make sure to take them out before the solvent goes too far. And this is biphenyl. Drop it in the chamber. This one has benzophenone. And this one has benzhydrol. I think that tweezers are probably a better way to handle this. Like that. Okay. And let these develop.
Congress of Canadian Brass performing that Magnificat by Pachelbel, though not the Pachelbel known for writing the famous canon in D, but instead his son Charles, who was also a very gifted composer, ended up relocating to the United States and setting up in Charleston, South Carolina, where he became a very successful musical figure.
All right, so I'll go ahead and remove the plates from the chambers, and then we'll allow them to dry, and again visualize the spots and record the distances traveled. So here's this one, which had benzhydrol spotted with the standard mixture. And again, when you do these, remember to immediately mark the solvent front, because you can't see the solvent front once it dries. There, okay. And then we'll also remove this one and immediately mark the solvent front, because you can't see the solvent front once it dries. Here's this one, and mark the solvent front. And now we'll pause to let the plates dry, and then we'll measure and